What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Data Ripon coming at you with another league update / fight review video for you guys. I'm happy to say that things are finally starting to come together with this new system. It took us quite a while to transition from the old league to the new league, but things are finally starting to gel together, man. We have a new system. We have a new functional league ladder that's being regularly updated. Thank you to HC for that. And most importantly, we have people fighting again. And that's what we do here in the Fight Night Champion League, baby. So it's very exciting to see people getting in fights again, and people excited about the new system. Usually in these videos we cover fights that have went down, for the past week, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to go all the way back to where I left off as far as covering fights and videos. Simply because I don't have time to do all that. There was a ton of fights that went down in between, the transition period. And maybe I'll do a video just on that, covering those fights that went down back in that time. But for today, we're just gonna cover the fights that have happened, this past Sunday, up to date now. So before we get into that, I do have one announcement, and that announcement is that the champions, right now, they only have to defend their belt mandatory once on Sunday. That is going to be changed to twice a week. You're going to have to defend your belt Sunday, but now during the week, during Monday through Friday, you're going to have to defend the belt one more time, and it's going to be, the time of your choosing, and it's going to be an opponent of your choosing within the top 10. So anybody within the top 10, that you want to give a title shot to Monday through Friday, you can feel free to do so, but you got to make sure that they're being recorded, number one, and you got to make sure that you're doing it. And try to make it a legit contender. You know what I mean? The number 10 spot shouldn't be challenging for the WBC. That should be an IBF title shot, and then number 5 or so around there, WBO. But anybody in the top 10 during the week, you can choose your opponent that you want to face, but Sundays are still going to be mandatory, and the Sunday night who you fight is determined by us. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the Sunday night fights that have gone down and fights that have went on through this week, starting with the WBC. Now, this week has been one crazy week for upsets, and I cannot wait to get into it. So, the WBC Championship match was Turnup 3000 going up against LaBrie, Ziana. And let's go ahead and go over that right now. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a new WBC fucking champion. After being dominant for, what was it, like 8-9 fucking weeks, destroying everybody in his path, including names like Data Ripon, Fight Night's Finest, Big Locks, HC Gaming, anybody this man stepped into his path, they just got demolished. And Turnup 3000 ends up being the one to take out LaBrie, Ziana. Now, I gotta call this fight from the 11th round scorecard because we ended up having a rage quit decision go down in this fight, man. So I'll go ahead and just call the match, man. Turnup comes out, wins the first. LaBrie, Ziana wins the second and the third. Turnup wins the fourth. LaBrie, Ziana wins the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Looks like he has this fight under wraps. Turnup wins the 8th. LaBrie, Ziana wins the 9th. Turnup wins the 10th. I would give the 11th round to LaBrie, Ziana. I had him going on. I had him up 2 points going into the 12th round, but I think LaBrie, Ziana, got a little too cocky. Thought he had this fight under wraps, went for the KO like he usually does, and Turnup ends up surprising him with 2 knockdowns in the 12th round. Now, the first knockdown is what I think led to the rage quit, man, because he stunned him, and Turnup just unloaded with straight after straight after straight, push straights, doing whatever he had to do to get the knockdown on LaBrie, Ziana. And LaBrie, Ziana, seeing that is spam. I talked to HC Gaming about it, and HC Gaming said that it's not really spam when you're trying to get the knockdown. Anything goes. So, I could see why he would be pissed off about that. But so after he gets the knockdown, LaBrie, Ziana goes right back at it, trying to get that point, trying to get that extra point back, and ends up getting stunned again and knocked down again. And when the knockdown happens, LaBrie, out of frustration, quits the match. You know, I can't say I condone him rage quitting, but I can definitely say that I understand, man. You know, to be that dominant and then to end up getting taken out by one of the newer guys. You know, he was definitely going to lose this fight if he didn't get those knockdowns back. So, you know, I definitely understand. I can understand it. I don't condone it. What a fucking upset. You know, congratulations to the new WBC champion, Turnup 3000. And, you know, I think it goes without saying, though, that LaBrie is going to be back with a vengeance. And, you know, a lot of people are calling this fight a fluke, and myself included, man. Turnup has improved a lot, but I do not think that he is on the level of LaBrie when LaBrie is on point. I think he might have took this fight a little lightly. Didn't see him practicing a whole lot for this fight. So, you know, we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how he bounces back. Good fight to both gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get into the WBO Championship. Data Rip1 versus Militiamatic. Now, this fight was kind of bittersweet for me. Even though I ended up winning this fight, I could kind of tell that Militiamatic, you know, wasn't really on point. I guess his family members were in a real bad car accident, and you know, his sister ended up breaking her leg, which, you know, I was very sorry to hear that, and I hope they get better, man. You know, let me know how they're doing. But, you know, so he had a lot on his mind going into this fight, but, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, the fight had to go take place. It was already Monday, you know, not Sunday, so, you know, it had to go down. And I was very, you know, anticipated to just go ahead and get this fight over with and become champion. So Militiamatic, being a true champion, went ahead and took the match anyway. Now, going into this fight, Militiamatic starts off dominant. Starts off, you know, working the outside, just outlanding me in the first 3 rounds. You know, I was just trying to get my game plan in motion, get set, and he takes the first 3 rounds. After that, it is pretty much all your boy Data Rip1. You know, I find my rhythm, I find my tempo, I start landing shots, I start landing counter body shots like I do, you know, landing that signature left hook to the body. Good, you know, punches upstairs and downstairs, and I end up taking the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and the 10th. Militiamatic comes back and wins the 11th, but I win the 12th, closing it out 116 to 112 to become your new WBO champion. And I'm gonna be a fighting champion, man. You know, I've been looking for the guys that were in the top spot pretty much all week. I definitely want to get a title shot to Beach Cruiser, because he ended up beating me in the last league fight that we had. And anybody else who's doing the top position that wants a shot, man. I'm gonna fight, you know, my 2 mandatory times, of course, but, you know, anytime during that, you know, just hit me up, and if I feel you deserve a shot, I will give you one.
Not able to land the
I'm
uppercut.
not just gonna say, oh, you don't deserve a shot, because I'm scared to fight you. But I'm not gonna fight, you know, guys that don't deserve the shot. You know what I mean? Guys that are only fighting amateurs, or guys that are just bum hunting.
Digs in,
you know, I might just give you a title shot just to knock you out of you know, if you're in a top spot, if you're just bum hunting to get there. So we'll see how that goes. But you know, great fight to Militiamatic, bro. I hope your family gets better. And we're gonna move on to the IBF Championship. Another semi-huge upset. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, the IBF Championship. Comster going up against NS Houston, the veteran NS Houston. And this was another surprising fight. Not because I don't believe that Comster is a quality fighter, but simply because I know more about NS Houston, man. You know, all the way back in the old league, I brought NS Houston in due to an OWC fight that he whooped my ass in. You know, I said it, and I'll say it again. NS Houston, when he is on point and up to his potential, he's one of the best fighters in the league. And for that reason, I had to go with NS Houston. Unfortunately for NS Houston, though, this fight did not go his way. Now, he said there was some lag involved, which you can kind of see in the fight, but, you know, it is what it is, man. It happens. You know, my advice to anyone who has problems with lag, when you get into a championship fight or any league fight and you notice that it's really laggy from the first round on, you know, quit the match. You know what I'm saying? Tell your opponent, you know, switch who's sending the invites. Maybe your opponent has a better connection than you do, or, you know, vice versa, and you guys can get a better connection. So, you know, at least try that at first. But sometimes, you know, lag is just a part of the game, man. It's online gaming. EA servers suck, and you know, it is what it is. I'm not taking anything away from Comster's victory in this fight. So let's go ahead and get into it. Comster comes in the first, wins the first round. NS Houston wins the second and the third. Comster wins the fourth. NS Houston wins the fifth. Comster wins the sixth and the seventh. I believe he catches one knockdown in the eighth, 2 knockdowns in the ninth, and then an additional 3 knockdowns in the 10th to defeat NS Houston by KO. Very surprising outcome. Apparently Comster is now a fucking beast. We will see, you know, in time if that is in fact the case when he gets into defending his belts, and you know, we'll see how long he can keep it up. Best luck to Comster, and great fight to both gentlemen. Okay, folks, so there you have it. Every single belt has changed hands this week. Turnup 3000 is your new WBC champion for now. We'll see how long he can hold on to that belt. We'll see if he ends up losing it to LaBrie Ziana in a rematch. Your boy Data Ripple could take it, move on up. I'm kind of pissed off that all the experience that I have, you know, 2-time IBF champion, 3-time WBO champion, this motherfucker just cruises his way into the WBC champion on, in my opinion, a fluke win over LaBrie Ziana. So, you know, I'll be more than happy to take that belt off your hands for your partner. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. And as well, you know, your boy Data Ripple is a new WBO champion. And congratulations to Comster becoming his first championship, the IBF champion. You know, great job to those guys. So, we're going to go ahead and move on to some fights that happened after Sunday night's fights throughout this week. And the first one that I have for you guys is Doser going up against Bandit. Now, this was a heated fight, man. You know, Doser had a lot of people coming his way, calling him a sidestep uppercut spammer. You know, and at times, you know, it varies in my opinion on Doser, man. At times, it does look like he's doing it, but I know for a fact that Doser can be a very straight up and legit boxer, man. He's got good combinations, he's got good foot movement, he's got good counter punches. And you know, sometimes I think he's right in the way that he said it. You know, sometimes he's not spamming it, but you're just getting mad because it's connecting and you can't take it away from him and you can't adapt. So, you know, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this fight, man. Doser dominates Bandit for 7 rounds straight. I think he gets the 8th round KO. Doser comes out, wins the first, wins the second, wins the third, wins the fourth, wins the fifth, wins the sixth, wins the 7th, catching a knockdown, and then he catches another knockdown in the 8th that Bandit does not get up from. So he KOs Bandit, does Doser. Congratulations to Doser. He's also been, you know, fairly active since the new league started, and I'm looking forward to seeing him get into a championship match, possibly even this Sunday. So, moving on. Alright guys, and the next fight that we have for you on video is NS Houston going up against his cousin, Bandit SKL 404. Those guys are always going at it, man. Always sparring, always getting league fights in, and you know, definitely got a rivalry going there. Bandit, despite, you know, getting that ass whooped by Doser, is a very improved fighter, man. He's got one hell of a pressure game, one hell of a nasty body attack that I was the victim of the other day, actually getting the KO over your boy Data Ripple like a dickhead. And you know, it is what it is, man. 9 times out of 10, when I get KO'd, it's my own damn fault. It's stamina. It's trying to brawl with people too much, and I just don't leave enough to finish out the fight. And you know, he gets the KO in a spar. I'd like to think things would be a lot different in a league fight, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get into this fight. NS Houston comes out, wins the first. Bandit wins the second, third, fourth, and the fifth. NS Houston wins the 6th and the 7th. Bandit comes back, wins the 8th and the 9th, and unfortunately the fight disconnects. Just a server disconnect, I guess. Nobody's fault really. And you know, both guys agreed to have it count, so Bandit was up at the time that the disconnect occurred, so Bandit gets the league win. Unfortunately, you know, there's no decision points, there's no KO points, but you know, Bandit was the victor here. So I'm not sure how that got scored actually, or if it even got scored. I was kind of talking out my ass there for a second. I'm not sure. I will ask HZ as far as that goes, but that's how it is as far as the fight itself went down. The points, you know, like I said, I'll talk to HZ. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. Alright guys, we got one more fight to cover before we go into the league ladder and then take a look at next Sunday night fights. And it is from NS Houston 713 going up against the Get Hit Man. Now I know guys, there hasn't been a lot of fights that have gone down that have been recorded on video this week. I'm hoping that will change, especially with the new mandatory you gotta defend your belt, you know, once during the week as well as Sunday. That's gonna give us at least 3 more not only fights but title fights going on during the week that we can cover, so we'll have a lot more content to go over. But yeah, NS Houston going up against the Get Hit Man. NS Houston brings us the fight at the 8th round, so we'll go ahead and cover the scorecards for the rounds before that. The Get Hit Man comes out, wins the 1st, NS Houston wins the 2nd, Get Hit Man wins the 3rd, NS Houston wins the 4th, 5th, 6th, and the 7th. The Get Hit Man wins the 8th, and the Get Hit Man wins the 9th with a knockdown. NS Houston comes back and wins the 10th with a knockdown. Now there was 1 knockdown for each of them before the video was shown to us. Not sure exactly where those knockdowns took place, but each person had 2 knockdowns, and NS Houston ends up becoming the victor, 95-93 via decision win. Great fight to both guys. It was a nice, you know, a nice brawl, man. It's always nice to see 2 guys just going at it. So yeah, man, you know, great fight to both gentlemen, and those are your fights for this week. You know, hopefully we'll start seeing a lot more of the bigger names, you know, start fighting once again. You know, Big Lock's like to see him get back in the ring. LaBrie, Ziana, you gotta think that he's gonna be coming back for the top with a vengeance. AC Carnage is back around, so I hear. I hope Fight Night's Finest starts getting some fights in once again, and you know you guys are gonna see me fighting. I'm gonna be defending my title all the time, and you know, if I lose it, then immediately gonna be working my way back up. So HZ Gaming, I hope to see him get some fights that are recorded as well, and some of these new guys stepping up, you know what I mean, like Pity Castro to Get Hitman. You know, I really hope that those guys start recording their fights. I know Loco got a El Gato, so I'm looking forward to covering some of his league fights. You know, unfortunately, fights from that happened before this last Sunday night fights are not getting covered right now. So, you know, hopefully we'll see more in the future is what I'm getting at here. Alright guys, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the league ladder and then get into some Sunday night fights. And alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here is your newly updated league ladder. Last updated at 3/8/14 at 1 a.m. Central Time by your boy HZ Gaming. So, as we talked about, our new champions, Turnup 3000 is the WBC champion. 8 wins, 3 losses, 5 KOs. Congratulations to him once again. Your boy Data Ripwind, now a 3-time WBO champion. 7-2-3. You know, shout out to Militiamatic for a good fight. Comster, the surprising new IBF champion, really stepping up and showing, you know, what a dominant fighter he can be. 4 wins, 0 losses, 3 KOs since the new league started. Very impressive stuff from your boy Comster. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the contenders rankings ladder. Your boy Beach Cruiser sitting at number 1 right now. 3 wins, 3 losses, 1 KO, 82 points. Slung Cut 199. Also been very active as of late. Like to see him fighting some better competition though, man. I know you're better than that. 5 wins, 1 loss, 3 KOs, 72 points. Militiamatic already back up to number 3 with the fights that he's had. He's had 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 KO since he lost the title belt on Sunday. 69 points. That's how I like to see a champion bounce back, man. Doc Doser, still sitting at 3 wins, no losses, no KOs, 62 points. He's been doing his thing as well. Undefeated. Like to see him start fighting more though. Don't let them people calling you spammers get under your skin, man. If you're not doing it, you got nothing to worry about. Fuck them. Number 5, my boy Big Lokes, 83. I'm starting to remember that name, man. I'm starting to. Still sitting at 2 wins, 0 losses, 1 KO, 47 points. I'd like to see him start fighting again as well. Pity Castro, one of the newer guys to the league. I think he should not be at amateur, but you know, apparently he hasn't been around long enough to really, you know, prove, and we haven't seen a lot of him on video. So hopefully he finds a way to record fights in the future. He's sitting at 2, 3, and 1 right now, 46 points. I know that he can do better than that as well. Number 7, co-manager of the league, HZ, Gammy for you. 2 wins, 0 losses, 2 KOs, 44 points. Good, impressive stuff. Again, I'd like to see everybody fight more, and you know, we definitely like to see HZ come back and start recording fights once again. Always entertaining fights that it puts on. Number 8, ESP, 3, 4, and 2, 41 points. AC Carnage, now by himself at 1, 1, and 1 at 31 points. Iraqi Cod, 2 wins, 4 losses, 0 KOs, 30 points. Bandit SKL, 1, 2, and 0, 28 points. Finance Finest, 1, 1, and 1 at 26 points. I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe HC can clear that up, because I had those guys tied at 23. They both only have 1 fight, so I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Number 13, LaBrie, Ziana. He is back at number 13, losing the belt. He is now 0, 1, and 0, 24 points. I'd like to see him moving up the league as well. I know he's going to come back with a vengeance. Number 14, NS Houston, 5, 3, and 3 KOs, 23 points. The Get Hit Man, 2, 2, and 1, 19 points. Pandemonium at number 16, 1 win, 0 losses, 1 KO, 18 points. I'd like to see him fight more as well. Lamizi 87, 0 wins, 3 losses, 0 KOs, 13 points. There you see he has no wins, but you get points for what you do well, and he's racked up 13 simply by, you know, giving it his all. Loco P420 still sitting with 1 loss and 1 point. Definitely like to see him come back. All the rest of these guys have yet to get a league fight in under the new league system. Antonio, he said he got spammed by Pity Castro. Unfortunately, he had no proof for him whatsoever. Didn't even take pictures of the fight like he was supposed to do. So he got pissed off and went ahead and quit the league. So you know, I hate to see new people go, but if you can't, you know, you can't expect me to just take your word for it, or else anybody that loses say, "Oh no, he spammed me," and I would have to overturn the decision, and that's not how we get down here, man. You know, while I'd like to be able to trust everybody at their word, this is online gaming, man. I'm not fucking stupid. Alright? So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is your league ladder updated. Let's see here. Updated this morning at 1 o'clock a.m. So, without further ado, we're going to close this out and go ahead and get into some Sunday night fights. Alright, guys, I was wrong. I know this is the first time for everything, man. It's crazy. I was wrong. I thought I was just going to talk to AZ real quick, find out what the fights were going to be. But, you know, we thought it would be best to hold a meeting since we didn't get to last night. So at 9 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have a meeting in the chat room, and we're going to go over everything from, you know, getting Sunday night fights in to anything you guys want to talk about. So if you guys have any issues you want to discuss, or anything that any fights that you want to get in for tomorrow night, make sure that you're in the chat room at 9 o'clock Eastern Time tonight, and I will put out another video either tonight or tomorrow morning, you know, announcing the Sunday night fights for tomorrow. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this update video. I know it's not quite on par with some of the better ones that I've done, but I just got to get back into the flow of it, man. I had a couple weeks off. I've been crazy busy, so it's gonna keep getting better and better until we're back on par and better than the best ones of these that I've done. So this is Data Report saying sayonara, peace out, peace, assalamu alaikum, I'm out, bye, peace.